Assuming that the culture now is a lot like the culture that he came up in, I think he would be most excited about blazing trails. In one of the quotes, he said, it's very important to be a trailblazer, to be daring. And I think whether it's in the environment back then or the environment now, he would see plenty of opportunity, not only in the career of advertising, but even just the bigger implications for businesses and for using your platform to reach a bunch of other causes. And I just think that that's really ingenious.
I believe social networking is one of the most simple things, simple forms that people can really engage in, because you don't have to be a part of a company to engage in social media or opportunities like that. You can be sitting at home on your desk or on the phone, something as simple as that, and through a couple clicks, a couple buttons pressed, everything is out there.
Have you heard of Operation Christmas? It's a campaign that wanted to get guerrillas in Colombia to get out of their camps so that they can be with their families without using any violence. And the thing that struck a chord was that guerrillas are very sentimental during Christmas time. They don't fight. They're missing their families. And I felt that that truth was so powerful that, okay, here's what they did. What they did was they got a bunch of military men, right? And they told them that they have a mission to put Christmas lights in the camp that the guerrillas were staying in. When they apply those Christmas lights, they have to attach it to sensors, and those sensors, when people walk through it, would light up the Christmas lights. And those lights would light up a message to the guerrillas, pretty much a message telling them to come home, that their families are waiting for them when they come home. It was so powerful that 30% of the guerrilla forces actually went home, and they never returned back to the jungle that they were hiding in.
I think the message is Bernbach wants us to know that no matter how technology is and no matter how society is changing, and we have so much going on right now in the industry, that ideas and talent will always beat technology.
A lot of people here right now are so worried and concerned about the medium, like social network. Click here so you can actually see this ad, or see how many likes we have, or like Twitter, or like, it's not about that. Okay, it's a good word of mouth, but it's not how you're gonna have the interaction with your client, with your customer.
I actually think word of mouth is a lot more important, because you have websites like YouTube where things go viral within a second. You can get 1 million hits, and things spread from country to country, people all over the map that you wouldn't even think to touch with just one advertisement that's targeted to one country specifically. So in terms of evolution, word of mouth and social media, things like that, have definitely contributed to the growth, and advertisements are more likely, I believe, to spread a lot quicker and a lot more effectively.
The last thing that really struck me in the same way that like the WhatsApp commercials and all that, was definitely the Old Spice commercial. It was ingenious, it was simple, and it followed all the same stuff that Bernbach was talking about. It's got to cut to the point, and it was bigger than the commercial. It was bigger than the message, and when you can attribute more things to something like that, when the consumer can be abstract about it, then you've went above and beyond.
I think that Apple does a really good job with less is more, clean, to the point. They really just show the product. They don't have to say a lot of stuff about it, because it's people just, when they think of Apple, they think of user-friendly, and they think of all these really good things that they don't even have to say in their ads. And I think that they do a really good job at doing what Bernbach would have done if he was still around.
I consider myself a foodie. I love food, so I watch Food Network a lot. And my favorite ad is for the Delta Touch 2 sink, which seems a little counterproductive, because how interesting can a sink be? But the execution of the ad was ingenious to me. First off, they just showed a pair of hands with goop and honey and paint over it, with a song from Sesame Street about hands. And it's so catchy and it's so ingenious that it really makes you think of the use of getting this Touch 2.0 sink that you can use effectively without even touching it. And I think that resonates with any home cook or even just a mom with kids who always have sticky hands.
You know, the magic is in the product. I mean, every different job is a new opportunity to do something really great, you know? So not a computer, not like gimmicks or anything like that. It's just you and the product and your relationship with it.
90% of the advertising out there sucks. It's big time. They don't do the job. They don't do their homework. But I will say that there is one Tropicana. Their communication objective, simple. They just wanted to use it just to energize yourself. Use it in the morning, and it's 100% natural. 3 things, that's it. So what they did was, amazingly, they just grabbed a bunch of oranges, connected together, wired up. They put up on a panel, crack it done at 6 o'clock in the morning while everyone was going to work. It lighted up. It lighted up so big that people were just looking at it and how they got the source of energy through the oranges. Simple. So that brought me back to Bernbach, because it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And they didn't say anything. They didn't say that it was 100% natural. They didn't say that it was energetic, and they didn't say that you have to use it in the morning. They got it just for the simplicity of alternative media.
I think there's a perception of advertising as very cutthroat and very, very competitive, individualistic. But I think what better way to progress in this field than to glean from the people who came before us, and especially if their impact is so lasting, how could we not take advantage of their wisdom and their knowledge as we go forth?
If Bernbach were to speak to me, he would say, Fern, stay true to yourself. Don't try to be like, you know, that person or that person. Stay true to yourself.